Ah, it's gonna be a good one. Well, I can feel it in my horn.
All right, so how did you engage with the material? Because obviously I talked to your director and he describes you as a gentle giant, and the fact that that's not a put upon. So did you connect immediately to what the character stands for?
Yeah, and it's amazing coming from the background that I do of WWE. You work so hard to identify with your internal audience, the WWE audience, but that also leads to people outside the WWE having a certain perception of who you are. So you work hard to please your consumer, but in doing so, you develop a stereotype of like, you're nothing more than this. And it's been kind of my life's work to try to change that stereotype. So Ferdinand and I run a pretty parallel course.
So talk a bit, I think it's interesting given what we associate with the first is of strength,
yeah.
For example, that not fighting doesn't mean that you're afraid. Did you engage with that message that the movie puts forward?
I've been living by that philosophy for quite some time. In this day and age especially, there is no real good that can come of confrontation, physical confrontation. And there's too much at stake, and I can't tell you how many times I've been out, probably at hours that I shouldn't have been out, but when people want to try you because they've seen what you do on television, and there's just nothing good that can come from it, man. So I'm very much under the philosophy of take the higher road, and even if that means going through some humbling moments, you'll be better on the other side.
One of the things that I love that the movie promotes is sort of when you find your place or your thing, the thing that you're passionate about, it sort of opens you up to be kind to other people because you're happy, and then you can sort of spread the happiness, which is something that the character does. If you could talk a little bit, if you engage with that aspect of the character.
Sure. I think Ferdinand enjoys life. And I'm going to hit you with something weird. We all have good moods, good days, and bad days. You can physically see when someone has a good day. You can physically see when someone has a bad day. Bad days tend to be longer than the good ones. Ferdinand enjoys life every day, and he makes the best of even the worst of situations. I'm not saying I enjoy life every day, but I do my damnedest to understand that, like, it could be a lot worse, and things are going well. So I appreciate that philosophy, and just attacking the day with like, this will be all right. It can change the dynamic. There's a difference between me sitting here enjoying this conversation and like, oh, they're making me do the press. Like, you can tell that. You interviewed enough people to know square off the bat, like, oh, this is gonna be a tough one. If you enjoy what you do, step one, and then just realize that, like, it's life, man. It has its ups and downs, but overall, we're here.
Ferdinand has been around for a long time. What do you think? Why do you think the character is still current, and why is it going to appeal to audiences today?
I think the character of Ferdinand stays relevant because it's easily definable. You can tell the story of David and Goliath, the small competitor who doesn't have a chance versus the giant. This is the giant that is going to be revered as the strongest thing that the world has ever seen. And the giant going like, no, I would just rather do this, as if that's okay with you. And it's not, but it is, and at the end, like, it's an easy story to tell. It's something that right away someone can see, oh, big bull, I get it. He's gonna go in the bullfighting ring, and then the bull doesn't want to, and then you get caught more into the story. So I just think because of the physical aspect of it. It's been in publication for 80 years. It'll continue long after the run of this movie. Like, it's just an easy story to digest.
So it's a throwaway line, but I loved it. The hedgehog that gives me the happies. So what gives you the happies in real life?
I think everybody's got their stuff. I just now I just enjoy spending time with the folks that I really care about. I think that makes me happy.
Okay, cool. Would you say, because I think it's interesting, you mentioned when you started doing your career as a fighter, but before, because you're a big guy, even before you were a famous athlete, did you encounter any certain stereotypes before that, or do you think it's something that it grew because of your public persona?
For a long time, my life has been under the guise of judgment, and I think we all go through that. I think all of us do. So I could play you a swan song of, like, we were very poor family growing up. So the other families in town were like, that's the poor family. Like, that's, you just like, we had a lot of fun. I had a great childhood growing up. So we didn't have the stuff that everybody else had. We still had a great time. And then as an adolescent, I gravitated towards rap music at a young age in a small town of 1,200 people where everybody listened to rock and roll. So I'm the one rap guy. But like, we all go through stuff like that, and it just goes straight through life. You know, the stereotypes that come along with the sports entertainment industry. You're only good at that. They're not a sport, and they're also not acting. Like, okay, so what? I'm just trying to do my thing, man. You know, like I'm just trying to enjoy it just like you are. So I'd rather than harp on it, I mean, just try to do good work, I guess.
And you're doing fine. I have to cop to being guilty. First couple times I've seen you on the Tonight Show with Fallon, I was like, God, Cena is really funny. And he hasn't. I hadn't seen that on screen. Like, I don't think. I mean, I know you've been funny in movies, but I think I still haven't seen as funny as you are in real life, or in a setting like that. So my question is, where do you get your sense of humor? Because it's an excellent sense of humor.
I think we all have moments in life where we laugh. You just have to understand what I do. Most of my career, I've been on an episodic television show as a superhero type character. Not many times does Superman get to tell jokes. So you get that perception of like, oh, he's just this. And then you get with a wonderful comedian like Fallon and get a chance to banter back and forth in front of a crowd. And then it's like, oh, okay, he's a human being. He can laugh. Okay, that's great. So I just think it's a chance I love what I do, and I'm very happy for what I do. But it also creates a certain perception. And it's things like this and like those Tonight Show appearances that inch by inch you get people to, okay, I don't have to be afraid. He's a human being. Alrighty, you know?
Cool. Talk about collaborating with Carlos, because he seems very loose and very open. So talk about your director.
For those who don't know about, like, if you had this mythical thing of like, create a character that's called the Animator, Carlos is that. He is so loose and so wild and so expressive and so animated and so thoughtful and so, he has such vision. Like, being in the booth with Carlos is a workout, because he wants the effort and he wants everything, and even when he tells you how to do it, it's got to be like this and this. But then when you do it, it's awesome to see him like go from this crazy thing to literally head down, looking at, like, he has his finger on his temple and hears it. No, okay, but it needs to be this, and then he goes back and okay, we got it. Like, it's awesome. It's because he sees the world. He has vision that I don't have. Like, he sees the whole thing, and he's done it enough to know how to do it really well. And it was awesome for me never having to done this, for him as a coach and somebody to guide me through the whole way.
I think this movie has the potential to sort of be not only entertainment for a couple of hours, but to be sort of transcendent. So I wonder, when was the last time you have, in terms of thinking about what's going on in life and taking it to another level, did you remember having an experience like that in a movie theater as a kid, like coming out and suddenly like you were entertained, but it moved you in a different way?
You know, I think we all have our favorites, and we can all take away bits from movies that you know, drive us in life, and entertainment certainly is movies or music. I would say much more music, just because like I said, the advent of true rap music right when I was a young man, I didn't go through the same story as what I was hearing, but it was the rebellious nature of the music that was like, yeah, man, you stick it to the man, you know, like and it helped me be a rebellious kid who made me define who I am. You know, so like I can take little tidbits in life from that. If somebody can watch this, have fun, and walk away and take a message away from it, I think that's a good day at the office.
Hey, Maria, you ready to put those wings to work?
Hey, I just finished herding those chickens.
Launch! Maria? Oh no. Maria?
Well, congratulations.
Maria!
You shot Maria into the sun.
Oh, way to go, Maria. Who says a chicken can't fly?
The laws of nature say it. I say it. Chickens are chickens.
Here we go.
Dogs are dogs, and
Bulls are bulls.
yeah, right. Normal.
Hey, if I was a normal bull, I would have never found this farm. And we wouldn't be brothers.
A dog and a bull can't be brothers. That would be weird.
Really? Then why does your tail wag when I call you brother? Brother.
Hey, stop that.
Looks like weird is the new normal, buddy.